Going on? It is Kyle Anderson of Bamo Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys joining me. Today is Sunday. It is July 6th. And I hope that you are having an amazing weekend. I woke up crying this morning. I woke up sad. You know, I was sad this morning when I woke up. You know why? There's no predicted commits today. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. The last 2 weeks were absolutely diabolical. Man, it was every single day, man. It was like a 2-week Christmas, right? And the party's not over, right? It's just begun. But still, man, like, sometimes you just gotta appreciate like what is happening right now. And that was wild. So today on the show, I want to talk to you about the truth. And that means like what is happening from a recruiting standpoint. Why are these guys coming to Alabama? Because I think there's a misconception out there. So I want you guys to go spread the word of this, all right? And I know there's some people already talking about it, but everybody seems to think that it's not necessarily because of these two guys we have on the screen, right? So what's up, man? I appreciate you guys being here. I'll give some shout outs in just a minute. We're going to give you some truth, right? A dose of truth this morning. We'll also look at the class overall, and we'll talk about some targets on the back as we continue to go to July. You know, we have this coming week, and then after that, we have SEC Media Days, all right? And, you know, I mean, that's really kind of the kickstart because pretty soon it'll be August. So, man, we're full go. So let's get to something real quick, all right? Everybody out there, I get it. Coach Saban is the greatest, right? Like there's no denying that. We as Alabama football fans, we understand that. We still love Saban and always will. Saban is doing his thing. He's never looked better, in my opinion, than right now. I mean, he is absolutely like crushing it in life. This is where we want Coach Saban to be. But what's happening is Alabama, so I think rival fan bases probably, and maybe some Alabama football fans just reading, you know, that don't follow it with a microscope, they think that Coach Saban is behind all of this and that Saban is back recruiting behind the scenes, right? See, there's some people like blissful love. But look, Coach Saban, while he's still getting paid a nice annual salary from the University of Alabama, right? $500,000 and like 1 cent or something like that. The control is completely under Coach Kalen, DeBoer, Courtney Morgan, and his staff. But what made things really confusing for some people, and while people ran with the narrative that Coach Saban is still recruiting, is that Coach Saban came back 1 week when Coach Kalen DeBoer had to go to the services of Kirsten Russell, and he was visiting with some recruits, right? They called up Coach Saban basically from the bullpen to meet with some of the guys. It was a classy move by Coach Saban and a classy move by Coach Kalen DeBoer. In those photos, clearly, right, of Saban with Tank Jones, Saban with Sedari Morgan, Saban with Xavier Crowell, you know, it was right before kind of the onset of all this recruiting. So that's why people were like, well, Saban is the one that got all these guys. Now, I'm sure you saw this on social media yesterday. Xavier Griffin's mother went to social media and she was like, you know what? I'm paraphrasing here, but she said that she was a little bit frustrated with recruiting and kind of the narrative that Coach Saban is kind of behind the scenes and that Coach Kalen DeBoer can't recruit. She's like, look, we met Coach Saban, but he isn't the guy that recruited Xavier Griffin at all. Like, she's like, I never heard from him other than that. It was the coaching staff, and she highlighted Christian Robinson, Xavier Griffin's outside linebacker coach. She was like, that's the reason we committed, because the overall vision of the staff, right? So I thought that was a wonderful comment for her to come out, because I'm sure if, you know, you've paid attention, this coaching staff has done an incredible job building this word. This is the key word, okay? This is the truth right here. Relationships. relationships, okay? And Saban's a master at this. And Saban did everything he did for this program, and he recruited at the highest level, okay? So there's nothing to be taken away from Saban, and we shouldn't take away anything from Coach Kalen DeBoer and what he's doing, because right now, this is Coach Kalen DeBoer's team, offensive, and defensive staff that is putting together the class. It's not Coach Saban behind the scenes in any way, shape, or form. It's really not. I mean, and honestly, you know what? This is Eric D. You know what? You're right. This is right. Seriously. Who cares? This is actually, I like this. It's like, who the hell cares? As long as they're committing to Alabama. I think, yeah, I just want, and I think this is a great point. I just want people to understand, and I'm sure you guys do, because we talk about it frequently. I just don't want it to go against and like take anything away from like what these two guys are doing. Right? And just like, look, this would be the same thing. Let's just say Coach Kalen DeBoer this year, because the tracks are laid and he has a really good season this year, right? Like we expect him to. And then people will be like, oh, well, Coach Saban is helping him coach or some, BS like that. No, man, like Coach Saban is there in a support role, I think, overall. But I don't think he's messing with X's and O's. I don't think like he's behind the scenes, like making all this stuff happen. I don't, Is he putting in some funds? Is he making calls to Mercedes or Ferrari? Maybe. But in terms of like the operational stuff, nah, man, I don't think that's happening. I think these guys are doing their own job on their own merit. They're out there, they're grinding, recruiting's a grind, man. And also with that said, I think Greg Byrne and the rest of the university got really organized with NIL. They got the appropriate funds, right? So just wanted to say that because I think there's a lot of people out there. It's like, man, it's not Coach Kalen DeBoer when something goes right. That's not the truth. Like the guy has gone and done a lot the last year and some change, and you're seeing it. Okay. This next segment, powered by good friends at Sonic, America's favorite drive-in in West Memphis, Arkansas. We're in Arkansas, where I-55 and I-40 meet. All right, roll through there and get one of those smash burgers. Those are good. I had one recently. I like it. I've always liked Sonic burgers, to be honest. And I wanted to kind of emphasize a couple more points on why Alabama under Coach Kalen DeBoer, and then I'm going to showcase to you the rest of the class. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for rocking with me today on this fine Sunday, July 6th. All right. Before I get to this, let me hit this real quick. Thought we had this up in here. This is a continuation raffle. We'll spin the pinwheel on Monday. But if you want to jump into the raffle, it's $5 to enter up to 5 opportunities. Bama_YouTube on Venmo, Cash App, Bama YouTube. This is from Team Fanatics. It's a carryover from our military appreciation. It's got the American flag and short sleeve. So this is the raffle today. $5, 5 opportunities. Still have time to get in there. We have a pretty good list of people to get in. Super Chats will also get you in as well. So along with why Coach Kalen DeBoer, I put together just a couple high points, right? And I think what's happening right now is you kind of look at the class and see Alabama. I think they're number 5. I'll showcase a graphic that shows that in just a second. But recruits are building, and I've seen this word, relationships, right? Yeah, that's a common word. I saw it with Sedarian Morgan. I saw it with Gerard Edwards yesterday. It's like they're building relationships with the staff. Relationships lead to commitments, right? Fromm is like, explain what a commitment is. Yeah, you're right, man. It's like a commitment is like, I understand the process of the direction that you're leading this program. I understand where I'm going to be. I understand how I'm going to be utilized, right? I understand what I'm going to get paid. But I understand the overall vision, and I still understand that I can be put into the NFL by coming to Bama. Iron sharpens iron, right? The coaching staff is young. They're very relatable. I think, as we discussed a couple weeks ago, the youngest coach, or the oldest coach on the staff, I think, is Coach Kapilovic, was maybe like early 50s. But if you look back, I mean, this is a very young staff. and these guys are energetic. They're very relatable. I mean, think about it. I mean, let's just take two coaches, for example. You want to play for Jamarcus Shepard on the offensive side, or you want to play for, Coach Mo Linquist on the defensive side? Kane Womack, very relatable. Ryan Grubb, my goodness, the credentials that he comes with. You see what I'm saying? Like, the staff is young, relatable, very, very talented. In-state prospects, they grew up as Bama fans. So think about this, okay? And this does have to do something with Saban. So while these kids right now are juniors, seniors, right, getting ready to graduate, reclassifying, whatever, over the last, Coach Saban's entire career, these guys grew up watching Alabama football dominate under Coach Saban. If there's anything that Coach Saban did, he made these guys or helped these guys continue to be Alabama football fans, right? So now that they can understand the vision of Coach Kalen DeBoer, hey, it's still crimson. The brand is still here, right? Xavier Crowell said that. He's like, I grew up an Alabama football fan. Darren Morgan, I grew up an Alabama football fan, right? Even Jariah Edwards, in an interview, he said that he even grew up an Alabama football fan. He's from Maryland. And there was that other narrative, too, that Coach Kalen DeBoer, couldn't recruit the Southeast. Well, I mean, I'll showcase you the class in just a minute. I have some fresh graphics that I cooked up this morning. But, I mean, look, Xavier Griffin, 5-star, Georgia. Jordan Edmonds, 5-star, Georgia. 5-star, Xavier Crowell, Bama. 5-star, Darren Morgan, Bama. Owen Cabell, Tennessee. 2 prospects committed from the state of Florida. You just got Nolan Wilson from the state of Mississippi. Like, all those guys are from the Southeast. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Lee G, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I put you in the raffle as well. I thank you so much, man. And if you want to get into the raffle, there's still time. $5 up to 3 opportunities for that military shirt. Bama_YouTube Cash App, Bama YouTube. Thank you so much, Lee G. We appreciate you, bro. In Army 3275, man, it looks like you're on day 4 since your 3rd and final surgery. Get better, man. Our thoughts and prayers are for you. I'm trying to put it on the screen, but I don't know. It's not showing. Why isn't that showing up on the screen? Last point, and I appreciate you guys being here. 137 up in on Sunday. I hope you guys had time to go to church and are enjoying your Sunday. If you had a big breakfast, I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Make sure and hit the thumbs up on these videos. It goes a long way. I appreciate you guys' support. But at the end of the day, is like savages want to play with savages, right? I mean, they absolutely do. And that's why when we're going to start talking about, future targets in just a minute, the momentum that Alabama's recruiting class has, other guys see that. Other prospects see that. You want to be a part of something that is bigger than yourself. You want to go and compete against the best every single day at practice, right? Why would you not? I almost had to sneeze. Man, my allergies have been kind of kicking up during the summertime. So if I hit like the commercial real quick, it's probably because I'm sneezing. But I'll do the whole Quentin Williams. Bless you. Thank you. All right, yesterday you got Jariah Edwards, 6'2", 205 pounds. We discussed him, number 2 safety in the country. Violent downhill hits, college-ready build, Bama, Georgia, shut down. He didn't want to take visits to Oregon or Texas A&M. We understand why. You got Brandon Arrington going to A&M, and you got Jet Washington going to Oregon. But, I mean, all those 3 guys were elite. Alabama gets the number 2 safety in the country yesterday, and we discussed that, and that's one hell of a pickup when we looked at his highlight tape. Here's a quote that he said, and this was to Steve Wiltfong of On3. He said, just the culture. That's why Bama, right? The culture really stood out to me. Then producing the guys they produced already and seeing them do so well in the league. I mean, that's it, man. I mean, and think about it. Like, let's just think of Jariah Edwards, okay? He says this right here. Producing the guys they produced already and seeing them do so well in the league. But also, when you see like what they're doing with Dejoun Lee in such a short time frame, who's already a 5-star, and then you're like, man, I can do that same thing. I can contribute at that high of a level as well. That's what you want to be a part of, right? So good article right there on 3. And Chris Waltman, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for hitting us with that 20 super chat, man. Thank you. Really appreciate it, bro. But I mean, it's not hard to find, man. Right? Lee G up in here with another Superman. Thank you so much. Sunday, we're working overtime, bro. Always. There's still so much to cover. But I think that particular quote, that says a lot. It says culture, right? And producing guys to get into the league. Because look, Bama, when I've looked at Alabama, I've always seen them as we're covering future NFL guys. That's how prospects still see Alabama, which is very, very important. It's always been a hell of a selling point. It's part of the brand. It's part of the tradition of Alabama football. Same thing, as I just said, relationships. This was another interview with 24/7. Relationships with Jamarcus Shepard. That's what Sedarian Morgan talked about. You see what I'm saying? Relationships. Culture. Those are good words, man. Oh, you guys are feeling this hat today? You know, this is kind of like a hat that's in my bullpen. I always rock the black one, you know. This one I just got from the soup store, but it's fire. It's a snapback. Yeah, I like it, and it's very comfortable. All right. Thanks again, Lee G, Chris Waldman, for the supers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So currently, and this is fresh as of today, Alabama is 5th in recruiting rankings. This is on 3. They have 19 total commitments. I'm going to showcase you some graphics that I just put together this morning, right? 5.5. So look, I don't get like lost in kind of the rankings and stuff like this, but how the hell they have 5 stars and they rank 5? You see what I'm saying? Like these other programs, and I get it, you can go into the rankings and all that stuff, but man, come on. Let's call a spade a spade. It's like 5 stars. Look, USC, Georgia, Texas A&M, Notre Dame, all these teams combined have 4. Bama has 5 by itself. I mean, that says a lot, and I get it. A lot of it is 4 stars, but would you rather have a lot of 4 stars or 5 stars? Jarvis, what's up, dog? Thanks for the super, man. Yeah, you liked it? Could this be my coaching attire for NCAA football, which is coming out tomorrow? By the way, I will be streaming the game. Oh, man. And you know, every single game that I stream goes down to the damn wire, man. It's so crazy. Matt Dunn ordered a new hat. What's up, Matt Dunn? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for being here. Hey, Miss Careless, what's up? Good morning to you. John Glass, Kyle, and every college football fan have a great holiday. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, it's good to see everybody on a Sunday. And thank you so much, Jarvis. I appreciate it, dog. That same thing. And I think, let's see. I think on 247 as well, Bama is number 5. And 247, I think, has Xavier Crowell as a 4-star. So you could see like right here, they only have 4 or 5 stars. Whatever it is, same thing. Notre Dame doesn't even have 1. So same thing on 24/7. These guys have 3 5-stars. Bama has 4. It doesn't matter. I mean, let's call it what it is. Like Alabama's recruiting class is elite. 5 5-stars? How many did last year's class have? 3? All right. I just cooked up these fresh graphics, okay? This is like, you ever go to your grocery store and there's like fresh bread? All right? All this is fresh bread, okay? These are fresh. Coming fresh out the kitchen, all right? This ain't the remix to Ignition, but it's close. So I'm going to go one by one through positions. I have all the positions lined up. This took me a lot of time. So if you guys see anything that spots out, hit me up and I'll be able to edit it. I do all the graphic work myself. All right. I got myself some gas station coffee this morning and came up and went to work. All right. So currently, Alabama has 1 commitment at the quarterback position, and that is Jet the Mauler right here. He's a 4-star. He's committed. He was originally committed to Iowa State, flipped, and now he's committed to Alabama football. We love him, what he brings to the table. You should see this guy play basketball, all right? He's not going to be playing for Nate Oates. Chill. But the guy's a multi-sport athlete, right? Tatum Kahawa plays his high school football in Utah. Believe he's originally from Hawaii. He has been predicted or Fong bombed to commit to Alabama. I think he has a commitment date later on this month in July. He's a monster. 6'6", 235 pounds, right? Kind of almost similar size to Austin Mack, right? Bless you. Thank you. Remember when Quentin Williams? No, does anybody remember that? When Quentin did that? Man, what a monster he was. All right, so that's your quarterback room thus far. Your running back room. What's up, Patriot Live? Good to see you, brother. I love your new avatar, by the way, man. Let's see, what do you got there? Something patriotic, of course. Let's see, what is that? Oh, that's cool, man. That's like a Alabama firework with the A. Is that what that is? Man, that looks tight. Marcus, what's up, bro? You didn't miss much, man. We're just going over the recruiting class. It's another day to celebrate. Your running backs thus far, you have Xavier Crowell, 6 foot, 210 pounds. One of my favorite highlight tapes, to be honest. Reclassified in the class of 2026. He's a 5-star. And then you have Javari Barnett, who also committed. He's 6'2", 215 pounds. He's a 3-star, right? So those are your 2 running backs. In total, we're going to go through every single position room, okay? This was one hell of a pickup. You know, I mean, this guy took visits. You know what's interesting about Crowell is not only did he reclassify, but this is a really big get because there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, he's an in-state. You wanted to make sure to get your in-state crown jewels, right? But man, like, he was Georgia in Texas. Texas was pressing. He took official visit there, and Texas wanted this guy so bad. And so that's what I'm saying is, like, Alabama was able to outmuscle Texas for really Xavier Crowell and Xavier Griffin, to my knowledge. That's what I heard. So Crowell coming in, man, absolute monster. Must get, and you got him. And then Javari Barnett is a 3-star who also committed as well. I combined the wide receiver and the tight end room. So, and you only have one prospect that's a tight end, so I just put him with the wide receivers. I'll talk about each of these guys individually. Patriot Life is always taking care of the community. So you can become a fan funder to Bama Football on YouTube. It helps support the show. And Patriot Life just helped 5 people become fan funders. So give Patriot Life a thank you. Dan Carraway, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Southern Red, good morning. Or good morning. It's afternoon. Yeah, man. Antoine, you're 100% right, man. This still trips me out that Crowell, like, think about it. Crowell and Ryan Williams, that's the type of guys that they're reclassifying. That's how good these guys are. That's crazy, man. Hey, Austin Cortez, what's up, bro? I appreciate the super chat, man. Put you in the raffle as well. So now you're looking at, we're still in the offense right here. Do you guys like these graphics? You guys like them? Thumbs up for the graphics. All right. Owen Cabell is 6'3", 200 pounds, right? He's committed. He's a 3-star out of Nashville, Tennessee. You got Brian Williams, no relation to Hollywood, 6'4", 190 pounds. He's also a 3-star. And completely different players. I think when you look at Owen Cabell, I mean, this guy is fast side to side. He has a lot of agility. He's actually, to me, he's kind of like a faster slot wide receiver. And I think with Brian Williams, he's more of an outside type weapon, more vertical, right? Really smooth, kind of like an Isaiah Horton, although I think Isaiah Horton would be really dominant. But Brian Williams, really good. And then Sadarian Morgan, I think is like the crown jewel, right? I mean, this is crazy to say this, but I honestly feel that Sadarian Morgan could probably play this year at Bama. He's physically ready. 6'4", 220 pounds. Okay? Like, that's just the way it goes sometimes. I mean, if he would have reclassified, it would basically be the same thing that Ryan Williams did. And it's kind of good that he's not coming here now because Alabama's completely set at the wide receiver position. It'd actually be a problem. And who knows, if he reclassified, it's imperative that he's coming in next year, man. That's going to be crazy. You're going to have Ryan Williams. The wide receivers for like the years to come is going to be crazy. I know when I played NCAA football, I made it through three dynasties. I had 3 years, and my wide receivers every single year were just elite. And then you got Max Sutter on the outside as a tight end, right? 6'6", 230 pounds. He played quarterback. Hey, John Glass, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for upgrading your membership. That's what's up, man. He played quarterback. He played tight end. He played wide receiver. I'm talking about Max Sutter here on the far right. Yeah, guy's a monster. You move to the offensive line, and currently Alabama has only 2 committed guys. And it's important, clearly, that you sign more than 2 offensive linemen. We're going to talk about a couple more targets on the back end of the show, but you got Sam Utu at 6'5", 330 pounds out of California. He's a 4-star. You know what? There's a video of this guy. I need to create a shorter video. But this Sam Utu, you should see how athletic he is. Man, I seen him jumping around, running around at 330 pounds. It's super impressive. And then you got Chris Booker. To be honest, I don't know a lot about Chris Booker. You know, he's out of Atlanta, kind of jumped on the scene early, committed, shut things down. This guy wanted to be at Alabama all the way, 100%. Hey, what's up, Lee? I checked out other channels and no one liked this channel, Southern Red. You know, look, I think there's a lot of, and clearly there's a lot of Alabama football channels out there. I encourage you guys to support, you know, the content that you want to watch. There's some really great content creators. Most of them have probably been on this channel before. So, you know, for me, I just stay in my own lane and I just try to control what I can control, and that's my output and performance. So, and best of luck to everybody in that space because it's super saturated. But I think kind of the talent speaks for itself. Like, people gravitate to personalities, people gravitate to consistency. That's why, like, I got from Coach Saban, I got consistency and performance. So every single day I'm like, man, gotta have my show, gotta be consistent. If I'm not feeling it, I gotta get into the zone so I can be able to have, you know, showmanship for my show, for my people. Try to stand out the most that I can, right? That's the only thing that I can control. Here's a class of 2026 defensive line. You got Nolan Wilson. This guy, he is just such a great ad. My goodness, man. Crazy. His highlight tape, I think Xavier Crowell's probably my top highlight tape, and then Nolan Wilson's might be my second one. Rex Green, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Cameron Johnson shut things down recently out of Muscle Shoals, 6'3", 265 pounds is the defensive line, and then J.J. Finch, 6'3", 275 pounds. He's a 3-star prospect as well. I like this crew so far. I don't know if you bring another guy in, but I'm good right here. Nolan Wilson's a monster. I think he's perfect for that bandit position. Here's your linebackers. Yo, this is a pretty good linebacker unit right here. Xavier Griffin, 5-star, right? Jameer Matthews, this dude's Diesel. And then how about Zay Hall? Yo, Zay Hall might be one of the sleepers in this class. There's always a 3-star that blows up. It might be this guy. 6'2", 225, running like a 4.5. You know, he's a 3-star that went to camp, was offered by the coaches. Same thing as Owen Cabell, who's also a 3-star. Look him up. Is Zay Hall. I'm telling you, this guy's a beast over here, right here. I'm telling you. Look at him. This guy does not look 17 years old. Okay. Oh my God. Look, the secondary is crazy. Look at this secondary. Oh, there's so many stars. It's like blinding. Jari Edwards, 5-star. This dude does not look 17. This guy looks like he's ready to play right now. Jordan Edmonds, monster. Another 5-star out of Georgia. Length, right? 6'3", 175. Griffin's only 16 too. Stupid. Zion Gibson, right? Out of Gadsden, Alabama, 6'1", 175. And then Rael Kelly, 6'3", 180, right? So Jari Edwards and Kelly, safeties, and then corners, you got Jordan Edmonds and Gibson. Maybe Edwards will be more of like Husky. I don't know. This guy could play all over the place. But, I mean, it's exceptional, right? I mean, look. So here we are in terms of the commitment dates, and that's what we ran through. Hold on. Since, what, late June. I mean, what? Look, I need to put a check mark here for Jari Edwards. So what did they go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 10 commandments. Blah. Anybody Notorious B.I.G. fans? 1, 2, 3. All right. Maybe you guys don't know that. Jari Edwards, man. He committed too. So I guess, I don't know when Taden Kahawa will announce. And Lee G, how do you know that? Are you playing the game already? I thought the game comes out tomorrow. But they've been on an absolute heater. Marcus says this. Let's say Alabama keeps all these commitments to signing day. Do you, Kyle, are undefeated think that a few more commitments, Bama potentially land the #1 class? Yeah, you know, look, I think this is a good question because right now, well, I don't know, it's confusing. Yeah, Marcus, you got that, dog. Man, that was a hell of an album. That's my favorite album, right? But I don't know, you know, because if they have 5 commitments right now and they're in their 5th, well, I've told you guys, and I have a graphic that showcases if they're able to get 7 5-stars, I mean, does that get them to 3? I mean, it's going to be really weird if we get to the end of the mountain and it's signing day and Alabama has 6 5-stars and they're like 3rd and the top team has like 2, right? I don't know. That's a damn good question, Marcus. I guess I would say no, you know, because I don't know where Tank goes. And I don't know if Nolan Wilson gets reevaluated. How about this background I found? This is tight. And Lil Ye's right, man. The less flips because of the rev sharing, 100%. This background is, yeah, I like it. Me likey. All right. A couple guys to watch. Look, there's many more. I would stay to your recruiting sites. They probably have, you know, detailed lists, but kind of guys that I'm looking in on, you know, clearly everything stems on the left. Like Tank Jones, A&M and Oregon. If you're able to get this young man to commit to the class, holy cow. I mean, just straight epic. This guy's a beast, man. I think he has everything. Like, you got Sadarian Morgan. Sadarian Morgan, for real, is like the crown jewel in this class so far. Like, that he's the guy, period. Tank Jones would be equal to that on the defensive side. Larry Large, that is crazy, bro. You saw Biggie back in Tuscaloosa in 95. He came to Tuscaloosa? That's crazy, man. Jarvis says Tank ain't leaving home. And I don't think we have one of the bigger questions I get is, when is Tank Jones announcing? I don't think that we have a commitment date yet, to my knowledge, right? I think you probably get Taden Kahawa, the quarterback, which I would be thrilled about, to be honest. Other offensive tackles, I mean, guys that have been offered. Wilson Zaire, 6'6", 280 pounds. He's already came here, took an official visit. And then you got Bear Fretwell, who's committed to Georgia Tech at this current point in time. So, I mean, are there any other targets that you want to see added to this board? I think the biggest one, clearly, I mean, it's easy. Eric D is saying Tank will announce in July. Okay, good. I hadn't really seen that, to be honest, so I appreciate that. Daniel Adams talking about how many Alabama signs. Currently, they've signed 19, or they have 19 commitments. Daniel's saying a class of 2024. Yeah, that seems about right. Of course, Tank Jones, right? Oregon, Texas A&M, and Bama. Man, but, you know, Bama's been able to outmuscle Texas. Alabama's been able to outmuscle Georgia. Alabama's been able to get the 5 stars they wanted. Alabama's clearly not broke. The 5 stars clearly see a lot of potential playing here, being developed here. Man, it's just like Tank, you got to get Tank, man. That would be crazy. And then one more time, I always show this graphic and kind of pairs up with what Marcus was asking, is like, if everything goes Alabama's way by signing day, you keep all these guys, does Alabama make a run at the #1 class? This is 2027. This is 2017, 2023, and, you know, Alabama's class minus Tank Jones, who's basically just added here, but we don't know where he's going. This is one hell of a class. It's crazy. Even if you get 5 stars, you can't be mad at that. But I just think because Tank Jones is from here and you have a shot to get him, you're the final 3, that would be true icing. So it's happening. This class is already, you know, incredible. Jarvis said that Auburn's at 84th. Man, you can't even keep up with how fast they're sliding. I thought this graphic was updated. There's 78 on here, but Jarvis just said they're 84th? Oh my goodness. You know what would be really terrible? Is if you woke up and you were an Auburn fan. I'm just kidding. I got jokes. All right, well, that's the show today, fam, for your Sunday. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, all 279 of you. I hope that you guys have had an amazing week. I really appreciate you guys' contributions to the show. Thank you so much for being here and for rocking with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. It's been quite simply glorious, to be honest. We have a lot to break down this coming week. So remember, stay where your feet are. These are our rules. These are our life rules, okay? Stay where your feet are at. Be present. Appreciate what you have. Practice gratitude. Enjoy your life, right? Take the high road. And always, this is the most important thing. Before I go, this is the most important thing, okay? Listen up. Start the music. This is the most important thing. Serious. Do I have your attention? Eyes up. Always carry your umbrella because it's raining 5 stars in Alabama. All right, fam. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Bless you. Thank you. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Throw something on the grill. Go chill. And remember, Bama Football on YouTube back as news happens or whenever I feel like it. Coming to you from Bama Football, coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine July 6th. Kyle Anderson of Bama Football on YouTube.